Well, I don't suppose either you or I are breaking out the champagne right now. Not many Tories will be enjoying today at all, especially Rishi Sunak. Starmer, of course, as I said earlier, is like the cat that got the cream, crowing away. This is a sea change. This is a seismic moment in British political history. Really low turnouts in both of those by-elections, and bad day for the Tories. But I would suggest, and I'm not trying to take it away from Labour, yes, I am, that this is not a vote for Labour, it's a vote against the Tories.
No, in fact, actually, their vote went down in one constituency and barely had an uptick in the other. So no one's looking at, you know, the ballot box going, oh, yeah, I love Sir Keir Starmer. He's brilliant, he's vibrant, I can't wait for him to change the world. This isn't things can only get better 1997. This is, oh, my Lord, please don't let things get worse. And the low turnout is really worth talking about, because what it shows in both constituencies is 60% of people don't like anybody. I mean, the only party, I think, with any cause for celebration is Reform, who have come a really good third. And that shows that that party is on the move. And I think it reminds me of the early UKIP days when you started to see this disenchantment with politics.
To interrupt me for a second, I think that is because what Reform UK is trying, clearly with some success, to offer the electorate is we are proper Conservatives. We're what the Conservatives used to be about, as opposed to these sort of green people who are terrified of not being nasty and, you know, who want to sort of be sort of Labour-like, really, don't they? So that's why I think Reform UK is succeeding, and the Tories are failing because a long, long time ago they forgot what it meant to be a Conservative.
Who are they? I mean, we saw this taking place in front of our eyes. The biggest culture wars in this country are actually happening within the Conservative Party, which is why we had the tombola of Conservative Party leaders for a year, a sort of stasis in politics where we didn't have a Prime Minister because we had this protracted leadership contest and parlour games being played in Parliament, which rubbleised our economy, for one thing. If nobody knows who your Chancellor is...
I like that.
If nobody knows who the Chancellor is and what the policies are going to be, nobody's going to invest here. You know, it really weakened the view of Britain on the world stage. And you look back at the Conservative conference just a couple of weeks ago, in one hall you had a load of people going, oh, hey, we're going to become like super right-wing again, this is what the voters want, which is probably true. In another hall they're going, oh my God, those ghastly xenophobes, we can't have them leading the party, we've got to snatch it away from them again. And voters are saying, who are you? Get rid of this game playing, decide who you are, split up, or sort yourselves out.
See, I said this just now to David, but I just think Rishi Sunak is a bad politician. You know, you do not stand up and say, I will achieve these 5 fantastic things by the end of the year. You don't do it in politics because you probably won't. Now, we may just halve inflation by Christmas, one of his pledges, but that won't be down to him. That's just the ebb and flow of the world economic scene. As for the other 4, particularly stop the boats, no chance whatsoever. So, you know, Labour will just stand up and say, look, he made 5 promises to you. He hasn't kept any of them.
This is the mad thing, isn't it? Sir Keir Starmer doesn't have to do anything. He just has to exist like a waxwork, you know? It's like, what is Keir Starmer? I don't know. He could be a Madame Tussauds. But, you know, it's such a sad state of affairs in politics when the country actually needs strong leadership right now. If the Conservatives did a couple of simple things, they would only need to turn back one boat, and it would send a very clear message that other boats should not come. Headlines around the world, yes, they'd be unpopular on the world stage. They wouldn't be able to go grandstand at the G whatever number and pretend to be morally superior to everyone else. But the boats would stop and voters would go, finally, someone is listening to us.
Turn the damn things round. In the middle of the channel. Instead of stopping the boats, what he's done is added to the boats to the tune of 1, only this one's a barge. The Bibby Stockholm down in Portland Harbour, which has become a kind of laughable symbol of this fiasco of the Tories' policies about the migrant crisis, which are a catastrophe. And, you know, this guy, when he sort of, you go, oh, wait a minute, you know, we've been saying, like Boris wanted us to be green, because we think there's lots of, oh, it looks like people don't like it that much. So he U-turns on all his green policies, except for the important one, cancelling this nonsense about getting to carbon net zero by 2050. Oh, we're still going to do that. So they're still going to charge us a fortune for their ludicrous green claptrap dream that will never happen.